becoming everything that's thrown at me. I am now becoming everything I chose to be. I am now affirming greater power is in me. I am never running from my own capacity.
Hey, welcome everyone to Sunday sessions this week for Bridge City. Want to send a warm welcome out to everyone. You can see us live on YouTube as you are right now today. Watch the replay. Join from the global campus, whether you're joining from any of these places. We're just so happy to have you, or hopefully maybe participating through a local watch party. So our Sunday sessions are a weekly place to come and meet and to connect as a community, and so that we can join in conversation. And our mission, as you all should be aware, Bridge City's mission is to help people connect better, to build better, and to live better. So with me today is Julian. For the first time, thank you. Welcome, Julian. Glad you're here.
I'm so happy to be here. I just want to welcome everybody to Sunday Sessions. Bridge City is a great place for forward-thinking, people-centric, and life-affirming individuals. Those are our values, and those are some important things I would say to almost anybody, because that's where you find the core of belonging. So Bridge City is definitely a place for everyone to be. So, connecting is kind of everything. So I'm glad to be here. Glad we're gonna be talking about, sitting in it, and, just being present and taking agency this morning, as we, go over some heavy topics.
Yes. So this is why people matter in Bridge City. We always want to make sure that we are always people centric. I love this photo here. Actually, um, this is not a place for forced certainty. This is a place where we can have a conversation. We don't have to
Yeah.
agree on everything, um, but everybody belongs in the conversation, and we always want to keep those conversations moving. So this is not a place to pretend certainty. It's a space for honest thinking, shared responsibility, our intentional connections, and a place for mature reflections. And visitors are always welcome. There's no pressure.
Oh yeah.
Uh, we're so glad
Welcome
that
our
you're
first time
here.
guests.
Yes.
That I think we already saw one. Christopher, shout out to I think Christopher Miller, said this is his first time tuning in. So shout out to you, Christopher. Welcome to Sunday sessions at Bridge City. All of our first time guests are, truly appreciated. We're so glad you're here. We want you to speak up, and so we can, get to know you, and put a name and, a face, or at least an avatar, to one of the, viewers and the participants in this morning's festivities.
Yeah, and for our guests, there's a QR code on the screen right now for a little welcome gift. Just something, a token of our hospitality. We're glad you're here. It's just something for you to check out, and hope that you enjoy and spend some time with us here.
Oh yeah. And to the current members, thank you so much for tuning back in. Really taking the time out to, build that community brick by brick. Every time we show up for each other and, invest time and energy into each other, and not just passively sit by. It's truly like a moment to actually see, the pieces that you're putting together for the community.
Yes, and just to start off this series, this is a new series for the month of August. We have the title for this series is called "Sit in It." It's
Sit in it.
our August series. It
Sorry.
challenges us to overcome emotional avoidance by developing the flexibility needed to honestly confront our internal experiences. By learning to stay present with both difficult and positive emotions, we aim to reclaim our agency and strengthen our connections with ourselves and the world around us. Um, and Julian, I just want to take a moment. I have just a special moment here for a friend of mine who recently, his mother passed away suddenly this past Friday. So as we start this journey of sitting with ourselves, our emotions, our agency, I'd like to pause and memorialize Wanda Dixon, who passed away unexpectedly on Friday, just short of her 60th birthday.
Oof.
My good friend Tyrus Johnson Dixon and his husband Jay lost a mother, friend, and dear confidant, and Tyrus is devastated, and I know he will need some time to sit with his own emotions in order to process and begin to heal from such a profound loss. And I just wanted to take an extra moment to recognize Wanda and let Tyrus and Jay know that they are in our thoughts. It's a poignant reminder that acknowledging and sitting with our own emotions, even the painful ones, is an essential and often unavoidable part of the journey toward
Yeah.
healing and growth that we are embarking on together. And actually, I just want to point out, so in these photographs, this here you see in the center is Tyrus, Wanda, of course, and Tyrus's husband Jay. And the two pictures on either side are one is a pencil sketch, and the other is a painting that Tyrus did of his mom. So
Yeah, those are beautiful.
yeah.
Those are absolutely beautiful. So what does sitting in it mean to you? Um, you know, I know for me, it's making sure I feel the emotions I'm supposed to feel. Like
Yeah.
if I can understand, like, okay, I'm running from this because I don't want to feel this, then it's probably important for me to just sit down and feel this.
It's true. I mean, you have to spend some time feeling those emotions, but then you also don't want to end up being stuck in an emotional space, where
Yeah.
you're not moving on. And I think that that's part of what we're going to be working through in this series, is to try and figure out how to empower ourselves from those emotions to get to a place where we can take that agency and make something of it.
Exactly. So some reasons that this matters is because has something gotten you emotionally stuck? What can you do to help yourself stay present when things get uncomfortable? Instead of squirming in your seat, just dealing with whatever is in front of you. And then where in life have you noticed yourself trying to stand up or walk away from emotions that you're actually meant to sit with?
Yeah, exactly.
Good.
So in this series, we're going to use the metaphor of sitting in it to challenge you to reclaim your throne of agency. You have to learn to sit with your own emotional reality so that you're capable of sitting in your seat of responsibility to actively contribute without needing to retreat or freeze when life becomes turbulent.
Yeah, I like that, the throne of agency, because it's kind of like, we are the rulers of our own,
Right.
inner sanctum. So it's essentially, it's like a, a, a physical, representation of that. But I want to ask the chat. So y'all tell me what you think tell me, what is one situation you are emotionally choosing to sit in rather than walk away from? What's something that you're like, what, I'm gonna fully embrace this situation. um and what do you the throne if agency? Typing's hard. It's early. We get it. Typing's hard.
It's early. It's early.
Hands not
Yeah.
awake yet. But another question to think is, what's a hard seat that you're currently learning to sit in? Because not every chair is made equal. Some chairs are comfortable, some chairs are hard, some chairs are shaped funny, some of them you don't have any leg room because there's something in front of you. There's all kinds of different issues and ways to sit. Acknowledge real stress and burnout and putting plans in the action to make it better. Yeah. Plans into action. I mean, plans are easy. We can do plans in our sleep.
Plans all day. Yeah.
Literally, like, you can dream a plan, but action is the hard part. In one word, what does sitting in it look like for you today? In one word, what does sitting in it look like you today? It's uncomfortable. Yeah, uncomfortable, I would say.
Mm-hmm.
Like when I think of the phrase "sitting in it," it's like makes me think I'm sitting in something that I like a puddle or like food or something. It's like I don't want to sit in this, but maybe I'm supposed to be right here. Like I've had some situations where I've just you just got wet butt. It's raining outside. You're sitting on the park bench, but where are you gonna go? There's nowhere to dry to sit, so it's either stand up or take a break and deal with the wet butt. Got dark light in the building.
Yes, I see that. I was just trying to there we go. Excellent. So thank you for everyone for coming in to enter the conversation. Let's head over to Bridge City News next.
The news.
Julian, do you want to take this from here?
Yeah, sorry, I went to type something in chat there. So yeah,
that's okay.
So the Global Campus is where we go to meet. That's somewhere we have about, I think, 300 something members, getting close to somewhere around there.
Yeah,
so
it's
that's somewhere
really growing.
Yeah. It's kind of like an off, YouTube. It's a separate place that we can go to actually, do the community things together outside of just, chatting here, which is great with you all on these Sunday mornings. But so definitely, we want people to check out the Bridge City. You can, check the QR code, introduce yourself in there, let us know, who you are, where you're from, what brought you there, what you're looking for. I think you'll find just about any kind of thing or people that you're looking for.
Yeah, and it's actually when I first joined in, I had never heard of Circle, as in I didn't know what Circle was. The Circle app, that was like a new thing for me. So it was really cool to
Same.
check that out and see, like, what is this? Is this like another Facebook or something? It's not.
Yeah, I say that it has social media like attributes, but there's no like algorithm, there's no thing that's like pushing you. It's like whatever you're into, those are the spaces that you can go to and plug in with the people that are in those spaces. There's
Yeah, really,
no
it's the people that end up driving it rather
Yeah,
than some algorithm. Yeah, exactly.
exactly. It's really a choose your own adventure kind of game.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I think I've gotten us off script a little bit.
So the global campus is still under construction. We do want people to know that. The lobby is like a one-stop shop for navigating the Bridge City experience. So you can drop into there, check the welcome center, the event center, see what we got going on, business center, and then there's some a lot of different areas you can go into the campus. So it's always growing. We're always adding different spaces in to accommodate the growing member base that we have. Everything about Bridge City is a reflection of its members. So
Right,
if there's
yeah.
not something for you that you immediately see, start talking and you'll be surprised what grows.
Yeah, actually, that's the other thing, is that it is truly a reflection of the members. So it's when people come in and join and start getting involved, that's when things can change. And you can even start your own. You might find other people who have similar interests that just didn't have a place for them in the campus, and maybe you could help to create that space, where
Yeah.
people can share about something that they just hadn't been sharing about before. But yeah, it's all driven by people. It's from exploration and not perfection. So yeah, just definitely join in, take a look at the global campus. The other thing I'd like to highlight is starting watch parties. I don't have a watch party here just yet. At some point in time, I'm hoping to get a watch party going. But the question is, have you ever really wanted to watch Sunday sessions with other people, and to see what other people might have to say who are in your city? So the idea is to have a small in-person gathering to watch Sunday sessions. You can watch it on Sunday as a live stream, or you could watch it at your convenience. Don't have to be on the live stream, but obviously there's some nice advantages to being able to interact with people and talk in the chat and stuff like that if you catch it during the live Sunday session.
Yeah. So we really want watch parties to be, a first step. It's not, a fully launched campus, but it's definitely, part of the small beginnings of people getting together, here and there in these different places, because we are learning that, Bridge City is truly, international. It's a global campus, but there are a lot of concentrations of people that are around the states, and more popping up every time we get a new member. So if you haven't already, Durante is going to say it, but hey, let us know where you're from. Drop into the chat, tell us where you're watching from, because that's pertinent to the watch parties, because you never know, you might be watching by your neighbor.
So Little Horn, the purpose of a watch party would be to connect with other people. And to bring back third spaces. Yes,
Yeah.
thank you. That makes sense. Thank you, Ash. Yeah, I agree.
So 83, a good place to start from Philly. So Nick, I would say, definitely join the global campus. It's free. It's not like a membership. We say member, but it's not like a membership that it's just like, signing up for another platform that allows you to connect with people. You can find people near you. You can find people that have similar interests or values.
Yeah, yeah. Hold on a second. So do you want to take us on to the movie night from here?
Yeah. So aside from movie nights, aside from watch parties, we are doing movie nights. So we're doing the next one today, tonight at 8 Central Time. We're gonna be watching The Master and the Margarita. A writer's novel is banned and a play canceled. He conceives a satirical novel where a devil-like character metaphorically revenges those responsible. Knowing it cannot be published, his muse, Margarita, pushes him to write it anyway. So we're gonna be watching that from 8 to 10, and we usually do like a little deep dive afterwards,
Yeah.
and talk about why the film was relevant and what kind of spoke to us about it.
This is the first time we're doing one with subtitles, so that'll be interesting because this is
Oh
like
yeah, I almost
it's in
forgot.
Russian. It's in Russian apparently with subtitles. Actually, I'm looking at the screen, and it has it in the German something that's not Russian. But yeah, I assume the film is in Russian. But anyway, has anybody?
I'm mad that you knew that it was different just by looking at it. Like, oh no, that's not Russian. I think that's German. I don't have that ability. I'll fade back into the background now.
I don't mind subtitles. I'll watch a lot of anime.
Yeah, cool. But so actually to the audience, has anybody in the audience seen the Master and Margarita? This seems like a little yes, he is a great inquisitive mind. I agree. But has anybody seen Master and Margarita? I have not seen this. Have you? I assume. I mean, I don't know. I sometimes see foreign films, but yeah.
I'm not against watching foreign films. They just, if I don't see them or hear about them, then I'm less likely to take a chance.
Yeah, some of my favorite films though have been like some older like foreign films from back in the 80s and things like that. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to this. I'm looking forward to checking this out, seeing what it's like. So
oh yeah. So that's tonight, guys. Movie night tonight.
So yeah, and then coming up, our club spotlights for this month are the Deconstruction Club and the Politics Club. So actually, Little Horn, you had asked, what kind of content we have on the campus, and this can give you some idea of some of the things that we talk about. So the Deconstruction Club is a place where people can talk about really any topic that is related to deconstruction and religious thoughts and things like that, to try and kind of process those things. So that is one of the types of content that is on the campus. And also the Politics Club, where people discuss what's going on in the world and some political opinions there. And actually, we have we're having what we're calling a city talk for the Politics Club coming up on August 13th on media literacy. Actually, anytime I see like, I don't know, city talk or city something, I immediately go to South Park. I'm afraid, because I start thinking about like City Walk and some of the other things from South Park.
South Park is classic, though.
It is classic. That's true. Anyway.
So yeah, that's going to be great. So we definitely, invite everyone. We want you guys to get more involved. If you have already, joined the campus and you've been kind of lurking in the background, definitely, reach out, and you're going to get out of it. I won't say you're going to get out of what you put in. You can get more, but it is conversation over performance. So there's a place for kind of every idea and thought.
Yes, absolutely. So I'd like to now continue on to welcome our new members to the campus. And how many did we say that we had? Like 300 members altogether? I don't know. That's not new members, but that's like a total member.
Total, yeah,
membership.
something like that's. But
we've had several new members join in the past couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, any idea? Does anybody have a number for me? I don't know.
The last number I recall hearing that. Okay, wait.
I think we're right at 246.
246. Okay. Cool. But I think that's like we had like 10 or 13 or something like that new members within the past couple of weeks, if I'm not mistaken. Something along those lines.
I think you said 13 in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Not that like numbers are so important, but just to show that like with that amount of people, we're starting to gather enough that like, there's something for everybody. That's kind of what I mean by that. In the 280s. So yeah.
In the 280s. Nice. Very nice.
And it's free. It's free. So yeah, we're definitely, going, towards, sorry, I was saying that wrong.
That's okay. So I think from here, I just want to point out the new member area on the campus, that a place where you can check out next steps. You can take a look at what there's a little onboarding course that you can go through, but also in the new member area, you can see all the different sections, the clubs, connections to each of the sections of the campus, and it's just a way to just go through and explore.
Yeah, I love the new member introductions, because it's literally just like like walking into a new room and just being like, "Hey, I'm Julian. This is the things I like. This is why I'm here," and people just kind of come out of nowhere and welcome you. And then I like to see, just who's coming in, and like the different, the different backgrounds and walk of life. You get to, get a vibe for like the type of people interested in building, community.
It's also, the other thing is that people can always lurk. We've talked about this. We talk about this like every week, is that sometimes you're not the most gregarious type and wouldn't necessarily go out there and introduce yourself. That's okay. You can spend some time checking things out first and see what you think before that. But we do hope that you will introduce yourself eventually, and that you will find the confidence. And actually, I'm hoping that in this sit in it kind of sessions. Oh yes, and it's free. And this session of like sitting in it, thinking through these emotions, will hopefully give you that same kind of feeling that you can take the agency to introduce yourself and be a part. So
exactly. So then moving into getting involved, once you are, acclimated and you feel that you want to take that next step with Bridge City, you can get involved by exploring the teams page. So today we're having the stage hosting casting call event right after coffee hour. So it's going to be 4 p.m. Eastern. We have like music monthly songwriting sessions. And then also, it's pretty much, volunteering, with the community and helping kind of, put the bridges together, and being that bridge so that people can see the vision, they won't understand until they can see it sometimes. And so, yeah, just come live that with us.
Yeah, exactly. And, different types of there's ways of getting involved that are there's all kinds of levels of getting involved. One is to be a stage host, for example, like we're doing here right now. You can, but there's the missions and events teams that helps us in welcoming new people and coming up with there's a children's and families team that Bob heads up, our social arts team. There's just lots of different experience teams that you can be a part of, and it helps to grow the community so that we can help each other more. This is the notion of it, is this is to create a sense of community, to create that community so that we can help each other grow and be the best versions of ourselves that we can.
Yeah. And Ashley pointed out something good too, is like, you can put that on your resume. That's, it's technically community work. Like you're doing work,
it's community development,
facilitating and communicating, community development. So yeah, that is good stuff. Thank you, Ashley.
And then the second Tuesday of every month is our Giving Tuesday. We like to give back in some way, and everybody gives back in their own way. We'd like to invite you, if you can give and help contribute to either financially or in kind to the community. That would be really, real helpful. And this is an ask that we just always are putting out there. It's just to help support the efforts of the community and to help us grow and become better versions of ourselves.
Yeah, exactly. It is strictly voluntarily, it's voluntary. Just whatever, if you have something extra that you want to give towards a good cause, I would say this is a good cause to give towards. And we understand, times are tough. It's never, there's never enough in certain, aspects of living to always, give some extra. But, if that's something that, they say that if you feel led to do, but if that's something you're comfortable with, then, we encourage, to show that so that, it is, like we said, it's free. It's free.
Yeah.
It is free. But it's free because there are people that do believe and have a little extra that they can, give voluntarily. So yeah, that was that was our news. We talked about Global Campus that we want you guys to check out, explore those watch parties that we got, one coming to or sorry, not what, that's movie night. Watch parties, if you have people near you, join us for movie night tonight, watching The Maestro or The Master and the Margarita. Check out those clubs. Like Mark said, City Talk is going to be happening real soon for the Politics Club, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and for new members and first time guests, again, just welcome in, get involved, and show the support how you can.
Absolutely. So and as always, we invite you to please share the stream. Of course, do all of the things and like and subscribe, kind of stuff. And so with that, I'd like to bring Durante on for our main course here. So Durante,
let's go.
Thank you both so much today, man. Y'all did an incredible job. Man, look, happy Sunday, everybody. Let's get my name off the screen real quick, since all of y'all already know my name. Bam. So glad to have y'all here today. I've been enjoying the comments. I've been enjoying the banter going back and forth with our host. I've been enjoying the chat. We have an incredible community, and it is my absolute honor and privilege to show up every weekend doing something amazing. Yeah, I don't care. Let's run it back. No, I love it. Listen, as you are coming in today, is this your first time with us? If this is your first time with us, we want to give you a gift. We want to put a gift in your hand. They mentioned it this morning as they were opening up. And we've updated the gift. So now when you come in on Sundays, we got a gift that we're going to give to you that helps you connect more to what we're talking about. And a major shout out to Mark, one of the stage hosts that you saw this morning, because like he looked over the notes and said, you know what, I think this would be helpful for people. And he talked to me about this like maybe a week and a half ago or 2 weeks ago. And I'm like, oh no, this is perfect. This is perfect. So listen, if you want something to help you understand the conversation today, visit the link on the screen, www.bridgecity.app/guest, and you're going to get it. And just like this community is free, guess what? That gift is free as well. It wouldn't be a gift if it wasn't free. That's how we're better than Jesus like that. You know, we give you a gift. We ain't asking for nothing back from it. You ain't got to give us your life or nothing like that. You ain't got to fill out your, what is those things? The W-4s. We don't need any of that. This is just a gift to help you grow, to help you connect better, build better, and at the end of the day, live better. Also, I've got into the habit of asking this question every weekend now. Did you invite somebody? Did you invite somebody? If you did, let us know. If you didn't, make sure to do so next week, because listen, this is how we grow. Each one reach one. That's how we grow. Right now, our community, as our hosts have kind of let you know, like we've grown like incredibly, even over the past. I don't know what it was about Headcanon, but we had like a slew of people join throughout the Headcanon series. But imagine if that's how much we're growing just with me showing up saying, hey, come, and throwing it at the end of my videos. Just imagine how much stronger of a community we could be if you started inviting somebody every now and then. Just say, hey, come check it out. You know, I ain't gonna even explain it. Just come experience it and see if it's for you or not. You know what I'm saying? All right. And of course, let us know where you're watching from as you're coming in. You have no idea how much that encourages other people who might be in your area or might be in an area similar to yours. Like, hey, let somebody know where you're rocking from. And then tonight is movie night. As you've heard, we're going to be watching The Master and the Margarita. Make sure you jump in and you know, watch the movie with us. And we always gather shortly afterwards for a quick conversation. All right. And man, we got a lot going on. I'm just trying to make sure I hit some stuff. As you know, every Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month, we have our music club songwriting sessions. Would love to see you in those sessions. If you're passionate about music, if you're passionate about creating something that lifts people up, that encourages people, hey, this is your opportunity to get plugged in. Our director of social arts, Jude, she's going to be one of the hosts as we end this evening. So I'm sure she's going to tell you more about it. But hey, go ahead and put it on your calendar now. Put it on your calendar. This Tuesday, get there. All right. Also, listen, for everybody who's joined this community this year, we have an event coming up just for you. And this is probably the closest thing to mandatory that we'll ever have. This is Connect Class of 2026. Listen, if you join this community this year, and listen, even if you joined last year, ain't nobody gonna be judging you. Make sure to try to be here. We want to get as many of our members in one room at one time. We're going to share the vision, share the mission, walk you through onboarding, answer your questions. Whatever questions you have about Bridge City, bring them. We're going to be there for you. Okay. So make sure you're there. And then at the end, we're going to do this thing called the Bridge City Wave, because we need to start showing people that we out here. You feel me? We need to let people know that we out here. So we're going to do this thing called Bridge City Wave, where everybody who shows up, we're just going to pop on the camera real quick, throw a little wave. And if you like to do your wave like Forrest Gump, I ain't going to judge you. Do whatever you need to do, but we're going to do that. And so I'm asking all of our members, do your very best to be there. And I know it's difficult because we have members all over the place: East Coast, West Coast, East side of the planet, West side of the planet, which I don't know how you do that. Right? Very quickly also, I don't know if y'all know this, but we do merch. You know, we do merch. And since I'm going into this new series called Sit in It, we released a new merch design called, well, you see it. It's called Sit in It. And if you're interested in that merch, you could visit the QR code on the screen. Code and screen, they go together. You can visit the QR code on the screen to get that merch if you're interested in it. It's dope. You can also get this shirt that I'm wearing. I know I got to lean over a little bit for y'all to see it, but ecosystems are greater than echo chambers. That shirt is also available on that same site. And I got to keep on rocking. Today, we're kind of celebrating my wife's birthday, Darnea's birthday. She turned, I'm not going to tell you what she turned yesterday. I'm not going to tell you, but it is her birthday. And so if you see her around the community, if you see her on the global campus, make sure to show her some love. She's a hardworking woman. We got 4 kids we got to take care of. She's holding down her jobs, man. 2 of our kids are going to college this year. We're in the middle of a move. There is so much going on. And so if you ain't got nothing else to do, please drop in and show Darnea some love. You feel me? You feel me? Okay, I'm making it through. I'm making it through. And last but not least, okay, we just started doing this last month, coffee hours. If you want more than just a lecture on Sunday afternoon, join us immediately after the Sunday session so you can dive in deeper into the conversation with some of the people who are on our leadership team and our other members. This is a great way to get to know our community. It's a great way to get to know other members in the community. And it's a great way to show up and show us who you are, share what's on your mind, and again, connect better, build better, and live better. All right, so the Sit In It merch is on the screen, all right? And yeah, I'm gonna take it off now. So if you need it, you just rewind, all right? You need it. I didn't take it off. I put the other one up. Okay, now I took it off. There it is. There it is. You see, this is a great time to call like, hey, if you're interested in joining one of our teams, our multimedia team is looking for people just like you to come in and do this stuff that y'all see me and Zernial bouncing back and forth doing. And dang it, we have a great time doing it. All right. All right. So are y'all ready to get into this new series? You've been here long enough. Let's jump into it. We're starting a new series called Sit In It. Welcome in, everybody. It's another month, and that means it's another series. So for the entire month of August, we're going to be challenging ourselves to sit in it. Sit in it, damn it. That's what we're doing. For the next 5 weeks, we're going to be exploring how emotional avoidance causes people to retreat, not only from pain, but also from possibility, and how developing emotional flexibility allows us to reclaim agency, responsibility, and participation in our own lives. I love the way that it was said in our intro this morning. This is about reclaiming your throne of agency. Okay, that's what this is about. I'm about to take my seat and reclaim my throne of agency. All right. So a major part of our mission at Bridge City is to help people connect better. Now, that means connecting with themselves, others, and the world around them. But in order for you to make that connection, you're going to have to learn how to take a seat. I hope y'all are ready for this. Hear me well, especially those of you who are bouncing back from religious trauma. You cannot fully reclaim your life while running from every internal experience that makes you feel vulnerable, uncertain, visible, or out of control. So by the end of this series, we want people to leave with a greater truth in their ability to experience difficult emotions without being destroyed by them, and greater permission to experience positive emotions without immediately diminishing, distrusting, or apologizing for them. We're going to sit with it all, and we're going to learn together. We're going to learn from each other how to sit honestly with what we're carrying, learn what it means, and rise with greater agency. And listen, if you're a member and you're planning on being here every weekend, and I do mean every weekend, that's the only way this works. If you're a member and you plan on being here every weekend for this series, you might want to consider joining us on the stage for the 5th weekend panel conversation. We will get that out to y'all soon. What's up, Dale? It's always nice to see you in the chat. All right, so let's jump into this. I'm gonna zig when you need me to zag, but I promise you, I'm taking you somewhere. I spent the majority of my life as an overweight person. You know, just 5 years ago, 6 years, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago, I was over 580 pounds. In high school, I was roughly I oscillated between 290 and 380 pounds. I was a big boy. I've been a big boy all my life. I still talk like a big boy. I still walk like a big boy. I still go swimming like a big boy, which means I swim with my shirt on. Like I swim fully clothed. I swim like a woman from the 1810s. Like I got everything on. All right. So there was actually an incident in high school where my desk, and I don't know if you remember the ones, but it's the hard plastic tablet arm desk with the wood stone top. My desk in the middle of class, I think it was one of like a science class. I think it was earth science. My desk, with me sitting in it, completely collapsed. With me sitting in it in front of the classroom, I'm sitting in my desk, and my desk completely collapsed. I mean, it just deflated, leaving me embarrassingly on the floor, surrounded by my classmates and my teacher. Now, ever since then, I've become very careful about where I sit and how I sit. All right. Don't be laughing at me. I see y'all laughing out there. Don't be laughing at me. No. Ever since then, I've become very careful about where I sit and how I sit. Like even now, I'm much smaller. I'm under 200 pounds now. Yeah, I'm doing all right. Thank you for asking. But even now, before I sit in a chair that I've never sat in before, that I've never, I ask people, is this chair big people friendly? I just need to know. I need to know. And I don't mean to start preaching kind of like this early, but I can't help it. Because what I'm saying by that, when I say, is this chair big people friendly, what I'm asking is, can it hold my weight? Okay. Yeah. I come to the table with a lot of pounds. I come to the table with a lot of baggage, and I need to be certain before I sit down that I'm sitting in something that will not let me down. Okay. That I'm sitting in something that is capable of holding me up. All right. Are y'all ready? See, I share this story because before we really get into the woods of what it means to sit in it, we likely need to deal with the discomfort of sitting. And while I have dropped the weight, I still carry the baggage. And I don't think I'm the only one. I think the truth is that many people do not sit in their emotions for the same reason that Heavy D, that's me, y'all, became uncomfortable with sitting in unproven chairs. All right. We're simply not sure that it can hold what we're carrying. Many times I got to run it back because I got to make sure that we're catching what we're catching. Many times we're uncomfortable sitting in it, whether it's our emotions or whatever it is, we're uncomfortable sitting in it because we are unsure that it can hold what we're carrying. Okay, let me step right into somebody's frustration. What's the use of me sitting in it if it's only going to let me down? What's the use of sitting in it if it hasn't demonstrated that it can hold me up? Whose bedroom am I in right now? Whose pillow talk am I on right now? What's the use of sitting in it if it's just going to lead me to more embarrassment? What's the use of sitting in it if nothing's going to change anyway? This is often the same hesitation that people experience when considering therapy. They are terrified of sitting in that therapist chair because I'm going to go there, sit in that chair, be all vulnerable and exposed, and I don't even know if it's going to change anything. What's the use of sitting in that chair if it's only going to lead me to more embarrassment? If nothing is going to change on the other side, if nobody's going to understand the thing that I'm really wrestling in it, why don't I just keep standing up? What do I need to sit down for anyway? I'm just talking. I'm just talking. Maybe I'm not talking, but maybe I'm not talking to you, but I'm talking to somebody. Many of us fear sitting down in a therapist chair. Not me, because I'll take all the therapy I can get. I come from a whole crazy family. I need as much therapy as I can get. But many of us fear sitting down in a therapist chair due to feeling vulnerable, exposed, or trapped under focused attention. Everybody think they want attention until that attention becomes focused. Okay? Yeah, everybody thinks they want attention until that attention becomes focused. Have you ever had somebody focus on you so hard, you just be like, hey, can you focus somewhere else for a little bit? Can we talk to somebody? Have you ever been sitting in the class and the teacher just going on you over and over and over again? You're like, please, can you ask somebody else? I've been here long enough. Yes. See, this is the perfect setup for today's conversation and kicking off this new series. Today, we're talking about, and let's drop it, the fear of sitting. Yeah, but before we deal with sitting in it, we got to deal with some of your phobias. Before we deal with sitting in it, we have to wrestle with why we're afraid with sitting in it anyway. And here's the thing, this is a real thing. Let me give you a new word, and let me make sure I can pronounce it. Cathesophobia. Ooh, look at there. Come on now, weapons of mass production. That's what I'm talking about, Z. Cathesophobia is an intense irrational fear of sitting down. It is the tense and intense crisscross applesauce mofos. Come on now. Cathesophobia is an intense, irrational fear of sitting down. It can cause severe panic, sweating, and trouble breathing at the mere thought of taking a seat. It is literally the clinical fear of sitting down. Have y'all heard of cathesophobia before? By the way, it could be spelled with a C or a K, but it's cathesophobia, the fear of sitting down. But sometimes the fear is not sitting itself. The fear is what might happen once you put your full weight down, right? Right, because some of us are walking in big back energy. No, don't be ashamed about it. Don't be ashamed. No, you can do it. Put your back into it. No, some of us, not all of us, but some of us are walking around with big back energy. And so the fear of sitting is not always that I'm afraid about making the move. The fear of sitting is sometimes I'm afraid that what might happen once I put my full weight down. Have you ever been in a relationship and was afraid to put your full weight down? Have you ever started a new job, a new career, maybe going after your degree, and you're sitting in class and you thinking, can these people really handle all of me? Yeah, it's this fear of putting your full weight down. Will the chair hold me? Or will it lead me? Or will it leave me like it left Durante in the middle of a 9th or 10th grade class, sitting on the floor, surrounded by other prepubescent teenagers? No, is that what it's going to do to me? Is it going to buckle beneath me? And will I end up on the floor again? And so when that fear centers on the chair collapsing, it is often connected to more than furniture. It usually stems, let's go there, from deep-rooted social anxiety, trauma from a past event, or body weight insecurities. That's what it was for me. It was that body weight. You know what I'm saying? It can grow out of a painful past experience or the lingering belief that certain spaces were never designed to hold you in the first place. Because once you've been let down, sitting is no longer a simple act. It becomes an act of trust. Think about that. Come on now. You know you done had your heart broken before. And once you've been let down, getting into another relationship is no longer just a simple act. Now this is an act of trust. Now this is about what happened last time. Y'all got to follow me here. You are not only placing your weight on the chair, you are placing your confidence in its ability to support you. And when something has failed beneath you before, every new seat can begin looking like another opportunity to fall. So before we can talk about sitting with our emotions, our discomfort, or our potential, we have to understand what taught us to fear putting our weight down in the first place. And often it begins with a breaking from our past, which is why I want to start with our first point of the weekend. And I'm flying today. Are you ready? A past break is not a present prophecy. Nah. Let's sit in it, damn it. Sit in it. A past break is not a present prophecy. Okay? Sometimes the fear begins because something really did break beneath you. You trusted it, you placed your weight on it, you believed it could hold you, and it gave way. Now, that failure may have been a chair, but it may also have been a relationship or an institution, an opportunity, a belief system, or a person who promised to support you and proved incapable of carrying what you placed in their hands. You understand? The fear did not begin with imagination. You didn't just make this up. This didn't just come to you. The fear may be irrational, but it's not completely unsubstantiated. Oh, let's say that again. The fear may be irrational, but it's not completely unsubstantiated. It didn't just begin in your mind. Something actually happened that left you to the place where you're like, ooh, I don't know if I want to sit in that again. I don't know if I want to take that chance again. I'm not afraid because I've never tried sitting. Okay, I'm not afraid because I've never tried. I'm afraid because I remember what happened last time that I did. And that is what makes past trauma so powerful. The chair may be new, but the memory is not. Woo! It may be a different seat in a different room, surrounded by different people, but your expectations have already been stained by what happened before. What broke once can teach you to distrust everything that looks like it. Your mind begins looking for anything that resembles it, jalapeno. It looks like the same kind of chair. It feels like the same kind of relationship. It sounds like the same kind of promise. It carries the same kind of opportunity. But there's a difference between what it looks like and what it is. Can we sit in that for a moment? Can we sit in that for a moment? Can you handle? And like, this is kind of a flashback from Headcanon. Yeah, this is like a buildup right off of Headcanon. This is like coming off of that issue where you realize that your perception definitely defines what you feel, but it does not define what reality is. And so there is a difference between what it looks like and what it is. Often means is I have seen something that reminds me of this before. Because once trauma convinces us that resemblance is evidence, we stop evaluating what is actually beneath us and we begin reacting to what it reminds us of. And what it looks like is often already shaped by the biases that have been triggered by our traumas. Are you? Whew. So watch this. Avoidance often begins as protection, not dysfunction. This is why we have to deal with the fear. Avoidance often begins as protection, not dysfunction. See, that's where you got to be willing to give yourself some grace at. That's where you got to be willing to give yourself some grace at. Yeah, I get it. You're avoiding some things right now, but let's at least be willing to admit that it may be dysfunction today, but it began as my protection. All right. It began as my protection. It's the mind saying, I will not let that happen to me again. It's the body remembering what the conscious mind is trying to move beyond. It is survival attempting to keep one painful experience from becoming another. But protection becomes a problem when yesterday's failure is allowed to prophesy over every new possibility. And forgive me, I've got to say that again. Protection becomes a problem when yesterday's failure is allowed to prophesy over every new possibility. I don't know about you, but I'm not letting my past predict my present or my future. Protection becomes a problem when yesterday's failure. I'm sorry for preaching. I can't help it. I was born and raised in the South. I was born and raised off of comedians and actors, and this is how we go. I'm sorry, but protection, it becomes a problem when yesterday's failure is allowed to prophesy over every new possibility. Sometimes the hardest part of falling is not simply that something broke beneath you. Sometimes it's that everyone saw it happen. What failed you before can train you to expect failure everywhere, which is why we got to get to this next point. And I'm flowing because my notes were long today. I'm flowing. But watch this. A public fall is not a permanent identity. Oh yeah. See, yeah, we're going to get over our fear of sitting this weekend, okay? A public fall is not a permanent identity. The deepest wound is not always that you failed. It's that people saw you fall. When I was a pastor of a Christian church, I did this experiment with my congregation, and I asked them a bunch of questions about what would it take for them to be comfortable living, in a situation that would be otherwise deemed as homelessness. And what we basically got to by the end of that little exercise, by the end of that little experiment, is that for most people, it is the stigma attached with losing that hurts more than losing itself. If I could lose and nobody would know about it, I'd be okay. You go ahead and tell the truth, man. No, if I lost some things and nobody was going to judge me about it and nobody else was going to see it. No, if I had to live in my van for a little while and nobody was going to see me do that, then no, I'd be okay. Many times the deepest wound is not that you fail. It's that people saw you fail. The chair breaking may have hurt your body, but the presence of an audience can wound something deeper. What might have remained a painful incident becomes a public moment. your struggle becomes visible. Your vulnerability is exposed. And suddenly, you're not only dealing with what happened beneath you, you're dealing with everyone who watched it. Oh, this is where pain can become shame, because pain says something failed, but shame says everyone saw me fail. Being embarrassed can make one painful moment feel like your defining story. The chair may have been the thing that broke, but public embarrassment has a way of making you feel as though you were the thing that was broken, even though the thing that you're experiencing is no different than anything else that anybody else is experiencing, but you have to carry more shame because somebody saw it when it happened to you. Jalapeno. Come on now. Sometimes you're not afraid of falling. You're afraid of being seen falling. You're afraid of the laughter, afraid of the staring. You're afraid of the silence that fills the room when everyone realizes something has gone wrong. You're afraid that one vulnerable moment will become the story people remember whenever they see you. Oh, yeah. Like, for example, there was this other time, same school. Yes, come on, watch me fall, but keep that same energy while I'm getting up too. Come on, casual realist. You preaching better than me now. Listen, like one time there was this incident in high school. I already gave y'all the embarrassing one. Here's another embarrassing one. I think I've shared this story before, but there was a little riot at my school. Dothan High came, and I was at Northview High, and there was a pep rally that day, and apparently things got a little too crowded, and so people started getting into it, and the police got called, and the police were arresting kids, and I didn't appreciate it because it wasn't just arresting them. They're slamming kids on the ground and stuff, and then they're putting them in the back of their cars. They're not contacting parents or anything like that. So I go out and decide that I'm going to get the parents' information of the students so that I can call the parents and let them know what's going on with their kids, right? So I go out there to do that. Ultimately, I end up getting arrested, and not in a very nice way. I got tackled by 5 police officers. My wrist was bruised. My glasses were broken. And even though I'm doing this to help people, now watch this, even the people that I'm helping turn this into a mocking moment, all right? Because it's embarrassing, all right? So like I used to sing this song at one point in middle school, and then I got saved right around high school, but people still like to sing this song at me because it was just so funny. And it was like, ooh-wee, I want some booty. So I used to sing that. That's what I used to sing. I used to sing it. It was in middle school. By high school, I was really serious in my walk with the Lord, walking the green mile, really serious. But at this moment, when the cops came and tackled me, somebody yelled out, ooh-wee, these cops done boom me. And so I don't know if y'all know what boom means, but basically meaning the cops tackled me. And so now there are places that I can't go today without people reciting that lyric in that manner, because one vulnerable moment became the story that people remember. Don't be laughing at me out there. I can see y'all. One vulnerable moment become the story that people remember you by. I could be walking in the mall in my city and somebody sees me. If they recognize me, because I used to be a big boy, they say, hey, they go, ooh-wee, these cops done boom me. And I'm like, man, I can't go nowhere to get away from this. All right, back to the notes. So because the pain hurt, that's true, that's real. The pain hurt, but the audience made it personal. Had the chair broken in an empty room, you might have gotten up, checked yourself, and moved on. And as a matter of fact, you already know that's true. You've had some embarrassing moments in empty rooms, and it was easy for you to get yourself back together. But it's the fact that when it's an audience, oh my goodness, come on now. When people are watching, the moment can follow you long after the bruises disappear. I don't know if you've had any embarrassing moments in high school, in college, in your career, in your relationships, and you have those moments. Don't it get aggravating when somebody come to you and they're like, hey, you remember that time? Oh, you remember this time that happened? Oh, I remember you were crying so much. If you don't get out of my face, you see how I bleeped myself? I bleeped myself. Look at that. All right, listen. The pain hurt, but it's the audience that made it personal. It's the audience that made it personal. You can recover from hitting the floor and still spend years trying to recover from the room. You remember the faces, you remember the reactions, you remember how exposed you felt, and eventually you begin organizing your life around never feeling that exposed again. I know people who were so traumatized by elementary school that they don't like to be the first person to answer questions because they're afraid that if I get it wrong, somebody's going to be mad at me. Y'all don't want to talk to me. We've lived through lives where we have experienced different traumas that that the act of the trauma itself didn't even hurt that bad. It was the way that people treated it, the way that people responded to it who were in the room. And so many times you think that you were many times you think you were hurt by the experience when it was actually just the room. That's how humiliation creates performance. You learn how to look composed even when you're collapsing internally. Trust me, I know something about that. I know how to keep a smile on my face even when everything on the inside of me is breaking, because humiliation creates performance. And once you've experienced it before, you don't want to experience it again. You learn how to smile before anybody can ask whether you're okay. You learn how to control the room so that the room never has another opportunity to surprise you. That's how humiliation creates withdrawal. You stop taking risks in public. You stop volunteering. You stop raising your hand. You stop taking the seat because remaining invisible feels safer than becoming the center of attention for the wrong reason. That's how humiliation creates defensiveness. You prepare an explanation before anyone asks a question. You reject correction before anyone can embarrass you. You strike first because you refuse to be caught vulnerable again. I hope I'm talking to somebody this weekend. And that's how humiliation creates perfectionism. You begin believing that the only way to remain safe is to never stumble, never struggle, never miscalculate, and never allow anyone to see you unfinished. So again, you begin to believe that the only way to remain safe is to be something other than human. You believe that the only way to remain safe is to make yourself stronger than you can possibly be. It's to make, oh, y'all don't want to talk to me. All right, we're going to talk. We're going to talk. You do not merely want to do well. You need to appear incapable of falling. But perfectionism is often less about excellence than exposure. It's not, and this ain't for everybody. This is just for some of y'all. It's just for you, okay? It's for you and the neighbor that you forgot to invite to community today, okay? This ain't for everybody. It's just for you and your neighbor, all right? For many, perfectionism isn't about excellence. It's about the fear of exposure. It's about the fear of someone's going to realize that I'm not perfect, that I can't catch everything, that I do have some bad days, that I am just as human as you. This is why I tell y'all real quick, don't put me on a pedestal. I'll kick it down. I'm afraid of heights. Don't do me like that. It's often not about excellence. It's often about our fear of being exposed. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. It's the belief that if I can control everything people see, I can control what they're allowed to believe about me. And that's the trap of public shame. Listen, I've let perfectionism go. I've let it go. This is why I'm not shocked when people find out I'm not perfect. I never told you I was. I ain't even trying to be player. Watch this. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be present. You feel me? I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to be productive. Y'all don't want to talk to me. I'm not trying to be perfect. I'm just trying to keep progressing. I don't have to be who you want me to be. I'm just glad that I'm not who I used to be. I just gave you a little something from the church days. Y'all ain't ready. Okay, so this is the trap of public shame. It takes one moment and tries to turn it into an identity. You fail, so now you're a failure. You were embarrassed, so now you're embarrassing. You were exposed, so now you must hide. But a public fall is still only a moment. If you're not going to judge me by my accomplishment, if you're not going to concretize my accomplishments, I damn sure ain't gonna let you concretize my failures. Because a public fall is still only a moment. You ain't the first person to fall. You won't be the last person to fall. This isn't your first time falling. It will not be your last time falling. But please remember that that fall, no matter how many times you fall, is still only a moment. And forgive me for sounding a little bit too much like a preacher, but as long as you got breath in your body, you still got a chance to get up, keep going, and keep redefining your life. My life ain't defined until I've died. I love that. Let's go. It's not your name. It's not your nature. It's not your permanent identity. Everybody may have seen what happened, but they did not see everything that made you who you are. They saw the fall. They didn't see the courage it took to get back up. They saw what fell beneath you. They did not see everything you had already carried before you entered the room. They witnessed an incident. They did not receive the authority to define your entire story, which brings me to my next point. And I got a feeling y'all gonna feel this one. A poor fit is not a personal failure. Let's get there. Let's get there. A poor fit is not a personal failure. After something breaks beneath you and everyone sees you fall, the questions begin to change. At first, you question the chair. Was it sturdy enough? Was it built properly? Was it capable of supporting what it claimed it could hold? But after enough embarrassment, you stop questioning the seat and you start questioning yourself. Oh man, I wish Jan Van Zant was here. You stop questioning the seat and you start questioning yourself. You start saying, maybe the problem was not the chair. Maybe the problem was me. Maybe I was too heavy. I guess I get it. I wasn't the aesthetic. So much pressure to appear. Y'all don't get it. You got to know Jilly from Philly, but I'll keep going. Maybe I expected too much. Maybe I should have known better than to sit there in the first place. And that's how a poor fit becomes a personal failure. You begin interpreting an environment's inability to accommodate you as evidence that you were never supposed to be there. Is that chair too weak or am I too heavy? Is this opportunity unprepared for me or am I unqualified for it? Is the relationship incapable of meeting my needs or are my needs simply too much? Was this space poorly designed or do I need to make myself smaller before I'm even able to occupy it? Eventually, the question is no longer, can this seat hold me? The question becomes, do I deserve to sit here? This is why some people keep standing, because sitting would require them to believe that they belong in the room. Standing allows you to remain close without fully committing. You can remain available without becoming visible. You can stay near the opportunity while still protecting yourself from the possibility that someone might ask, who told you that seat was yours? That's the discomfort we see in characters like Jon Snow and Rhaenyra Targaryen. This is for my House of the Dragon and my Game of Thrones folks out there. You're going to feel this right here. This is the same discomfort we see in both of these characters. Their struggle is not only what they are capable of occupying, or whether they are capable of occupying the seat. Their struggle is accepting that the seat may actually belong to them. What do you mean? I'm Jon Snow. I was raised a bastard. I've been a bastard my whole life. And now you're telling me that I'm supposed to be the king of the 7 kingdoms, that I'm supposed to sit on the Iron Throne. All I can say, because of the way that I've been conditioned, is I don't want it. Yeah. Their struggle is accepting that the seat may actually belong to them. Jon Snow repeatedly resists the identity and authority that others attempt to place on him. But sometimes refusing the throne does not make you humble. Let me help somebody real quick with your little falsely humble self, your little false pious self. Let me help you real quick. Sometimes refusing the throne isn't a sign of humility. No, it's you sound real humble when you say it. I don't want it. It sounds real humble when you say it, but it sometimes reveals how difficult it is to accept a version of yourself that carries more weight, more responsibility, and more visibility than the version you've grown comfortable being. And so it's not that you don't want it, it's you're not comfortable in it. Yeah. Somebody say sit in it, man. Jalapeno. Habanera. Hell yeah. What Jon Snow was saying is, I don't see myself like that. I know you're telling me that's who I am, but life has not conditioned me to see myself like that. I'm the bastard of Winterfell. Oh. Rhaenyra was named heir to her father's throne, but being told that the seat is yours does not remove the emotional difficulty of actually sitting in it. Because occupying the seat means accepting everything that comes with it. And the stuff that comes with it isn't always comfortable. Sometimes it's scrutiny. All the time it's responsibility. There's always the possibility of failure. And there is the fear that people are waiting for you to prove that you never belong there. Their struggle is not merely whether they can sit on the throne, it's whether they can stop rejecting the part of themselves capable of occupying it. Whew, come on now, sit in it like it's an 8-hour flight. That needs to be a t-shirt. My. And that is where many of us find ourselves. We beg for the opportunity and then question whether we deserve it when it arrives. Let me talk to somebody out there who's trying to make a career shift. And you've been going on interview after interview after interview. You beg for the opportunity, and then you finally get the call and act like you don't deserve it. You finally get the call and act like you ain't ready for it. You finally get the call and act like this isn't what you want. We ask to be seen and then shrink when attention finds us. We want a seat at the table, but when someone pulls the chair out, we begin wondering whether there has been some mistake. Is that seat for me? Well, yes, you asked to be set at the table. I think that's sometimes the discomfort that people feel at Bridge City, because anybody that comes in and shows that they're willing to work with other people, we're going to pull a chair out for you. Oh, I was just saying something. Okay, come on, let's get this chair for you. Come on, get up at this table, because we need as many people at this table as we can get. And sometimes when people do that for us, when they pull that chair out and say, here, sit down, cook up something, let them cook, we begin to feel like it's a mistake. We begin to feel like eventually they're going to realize that I'm not as good as they think I am, because we often judge ourselves through the lens of what we think other people think about us, and we don't have the ability to think for them. Okay, yeah. Sometimes we judge ourselves by what we think other people are thinking about us, but there's only one thinker in their head, and it ain't you. Y'all ain't ready. Okay, so the point is, a poor fit is not a personal failure. Sometimes the chair is inadequate. Can you handle that? Can you reclaim your throne of agency to be able to realize that? Sometimes the room was not designed with you in mind. Sometimes the institution expects people to conform to limitations that should have been corrected long before you arrived. If I have to code switch to be in the room ain't for me. Oh, yeah. If I got to jump on your bandwagon to be in the room ain't for me. The room should be big enough for your bandwagon and myself. Come on now. Sometimes the institution expects us to conform to limitations long before we arrive. Sometimes the environment is incapable of carrying the weight of your experience, your needs, your questions, your honesty, or your potential. Now, that doesn't automatically mean that you're too much. It may mean that the seat is not enough. Every chair, and I wish I would have learned this in high school before I had that embarrassing moment, every chair has a weight rating. The rating does not determine the value of the person attempting to sit in it. It only reveals the capacity of the chair. So you cannot hold me. That's a you problem, not a me problem. Oh, I hope somebody just felt that in the city of they sanctified, whatever you got down in your life. No. If you can't hold me, that's a capacity problem on your side. All right. I need you to get some more anchors, some more boats, or whatever else you need, because the rating does not determine the value of the person attempting to sit in it. It only reveals the capacity of the chair. If you can't handle me, that's on you, boo-boo. I'm sorry. The truth of the matter is, everyone can't handle your weight rating. Every relationship can't carry the full weight of your vulnerability. Every institution can't support the full weight of your questions. Every opportunity is not built to accommodate the full weight of your gifting. Every room is not prepared for the full weight of who you are becoming. And that is not always an indictment against you. And I'm going to need you to start walking in the throne of your agency. We're going to be saying that a lot. Sometimes the seat failed because it was never strong enough to hold what you brought into the room. You can reduce your needs, silence your questions, minimize your gifts, and apologize for your presence just to remain in spaces that were never prepared to support you. This is what Durante refuses to do. So perhaps the question is not merely, is this seat for me? Perhaps the deeper question is, what seat have you rejected because accepting it would require you to stop rejecting yourself? That's what we're dealing with. Habanero, man. I love this community. This leads me to our next point. I don't even know how many points I'm in. This is the next one, though. This is the next one. A protective posture is not a permanent position. Don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself. A protective posture is not a permanent decision. Okay? Like, you know, I don't do this, but people do. Some people protect their cars. Like, I have a whole garage. I don't put my truck in the garage. Number one, because it's a big truck and I just be afraid that I'm going to release too much toxins in the house and stuff like that. But no, my truck is outside. I don't protect my truck. But if I was protecting my truck, if I put a covering on my truck, that should not be a permanent position. It would actually keep me from ever moving. Oh. If I kept my truck in a protective posture, it would never fulfill its purpose of movement. And some of you've been so good at protecting yourself. You've been so locked into that posture that you haven't learned how to move. See, sometimes you got to learn how to, you know, you got to learn how to stick and move, baby. You got to learn how to stick and move. Sometimes, okay, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. Let's go. Once something has once something has broken beneath you, once people have seen you fall, and once you begin questioning whether you belong, you learn to inspect everything before you trust it. And I'm not even saying that's a bad thing, but we talk about it. You stop simply seeing a chair and you see the material, you see the joints, you see the legs, you see every possible point of failure. And I'm not going to blame you for that, because I do the same thing. I do the same thing. I've been dropped so many times in my life that when I walk in a room, I start looking at everything. All right. Before I sit down, I need to know, is this chair big people friendly? Because I am a big personality. I got a lot of baggage. I got a lot of history. I grew up during the crack epidemic with no parents. You don't want to talk to me. I bring a lot to the table. I'm also very, very feisty. I'm very strict on who I am. Before I sit down, I need to know, is this chair big people friendly? Can it hold me? Can I handle what happens if it doesn't? This is called hypervigilance. It's the habit of entering the present while remaining prepared for the past to repeat itself. Whew. I love it. No, you can put that back up. Put that back up, please. Please. Hypervigilance is what happens when yesterday's break becomes tomorrow's expectation. Because this happened to me before, I am now expecting for it to continue to happen. You test everything now because you expect something to fail. And there's nothing foolish about paying attention to what something is made of before placing your full weight on it. But vigilance can keep you from trusting people who have not earned your trust. It can keep you from returning to environments that have already demonstrated that they're unsafe. It can help you recognize weaknesses that you once ignored. The problem is not that you learn to inspect the chair. The problem begins when no chair can ever pass the inspection. No person is trustworthy enough. No opportunity is secure enough. No relationship is strong enough. No room is safe enough. No amount of evidence can quiet the expectation that something is eventually going to give away. Hypervigilance is what happens when yesterday's break becomes tomorrow's expectation. You're no longer evaluating each seat according to what is actually in front of you. You're searching for confirmation of what you already believe is going to happen. And when you already expect failure, almost anything can become evidence. You may call it discernment, but sometimes it's simply disappointment wearing protective gear. Let's sit in that for a moment. It's just something about them. I just don't like their spirit. I don't know what it is, but that just rubs me the wrong way. You may call it discernment, but sometimes it's disappointment wearing protective gear. And I think many times the healthy, the healing, the wholeness comes in realizing that, number one, I have a right to be disappointed. And number two, I have the right to protect myself. But number three is what served me yesterday serving me today. Sometimes it's disappointment trying to make sure that it's never caught unprepared again. Avoidance may have helped us survive moments we did not yet know how to process. But a protective posture should not become a permanent position. What protected you during one season can restrict you in the next. You can't rest while constantly rehearsing disaster. You can't. That's why you stressed out now. That's why you can't get any sleep. That's why you wake up in the middle of the night, because you cannot rest while you are constantly rehearsing disaster. And I get it. The world is in a mashugana of a situation, but baby, we're going to need you to be at your best if you're going to be able to help us get ourselves out of this. And you cannot rest while constantly rehearsing disaster. You cannot experience intimacy while continuously searching for betrayal. You cannot receive an opportunity while remaining convinced that it must be a mistake. You cannot sit in joy while preparing for the moment that the moment will be taken away. At some point, protection has to become flexible enough to recognize when the danger has changed. You must be able to examine the chair without assuming that every chair is already broken. You must be able to acknowledge risk without treating collapse as inevitable. You must be able to remain alert without remaining afraid. Because some people are only standing up because they're afraid to sit down. And this leads me to my final point of this weekend. Man, I think we did good. Are you ready for this? Sitting is not surrender. Yeah, sit in that, sit in that, sit in that. Yep. If you feel the tears, let them flow. Sitting is not surrender. Sometimes we're afraid to sit down because it feels like giving up. Sometimes we're afraid to sit in it because it feels like raising that white flag. And especially for those of you that come from, that are bouncing back from religious trauma, you likely had an environment that was constantly wanting you to surrender. I want to give you, I wouldn't be me if I didn't drop a little Black history in on you. The month of August burst at the seams with histories of Black resistance. And I thought this was appropriate for this. From the Haitian Revolution to the Nat Turner Rebellion, from the Fugitive Slave Convention and the foundation of the Underground Railroad, to the Brotherhood of Sleeping Car Porters, from the March on Washington to the Watts Uprising, from the births of Marcus Garvey, Russell Maroon Shoatz, and Fred Hampton, to the deaths of W.B. Du Bois and George Jackson's own younger brother, Jonathan, killed while attempting to free the Soledad brothers from prison. Because of many of these things, including the introduction of the Pan-African flag, red, black, and green by Marcus Garvey at the first convention of the United Negro Improvement Association that was held in New York, one of the biggest organizations for Black liberation ever held. If you're interested into those type of things, please go check it out. But Black August emerged within California prisons in the late 1970s as a disciplined period of remembrance, study, fasting, physical training, and resistance. Trust me, I'm going somewhere with this. It honored George Jackson, Jonathan Jackson, and other Black freedom fighters while educating people about political imprisonment and the larger Black liberation struggle. People subjected to forced confinement transformed that confinement into intentional reflection, collective memory, and preparation for action. Black August reminds us that there are moments when resistance looks like movement, and then there are moments when resistance begins by sitting long enough to remember, study, feel, and prepare. Sitting is not surrender. Some people are only standing because they're too afraid to sit down. Because some of us may never move forward until we learn how to sit without surrendering. Some people are afraid to sit because sitting has never represented safety. Sit in that. Some people are afraid to sit because sitting has never represented safety. Some of you may have flashbacks of when church tried to make you sit in stuff and it wasn't safe. They tried to pray the gay away. They tried to exercise that pride demon. They tried to pull you back from the edges of witchcraft. Some of you are afraid to sit in it because every time you've tried to sit in it, it became a dunking session. Damn, that's good. No, every time I got vulnerable enough, every time I got humble enough, every time I got open enough, and to actually sit in it, it felt like there was a long line of people coming up to throw the ball at the target to dunk me. Sitting hasn't always represented safety for some people. For some people, it's never represented safety. For some people, sitting has meant being silenced. Sitting has meant waiting for somebody else to decide your future. Sitting has meant being trapped in circumstances that you could not control. But Black August emerged from people who understood that forced stillness did not require internal surrender. Didn't require it. They used confinement to study, to remember, to discipline themselves and prepare. They demonstrated that you can be prevented from moving without allowing someone else to determine what your stillness means. So when we say sit in it this weekend, and for the next 4 weeks of this month, we're not telling people to accept injustice, remain in harmful situations, or become passive. We're talking about learning how to remain present long enough to understand what you feel, remember what brought you here, and decide how you are going to move next. And you can't make that decision until you're willing to sit with it long enough to see it clearly. That's why this weekend's invitation is not just come join us at Bridge City. This weekend and every weekend for the month of August is come sit in it with us. If you're expecting Bridge City to be perfect when you get here, then you ain't ready to sit in it. This is an invitation for people to come sit with us. Come sit in it with us. Come figure it out with us. Come get uncomfortable with us, because that's how you build community. Bridge City is like right now, it's like a virtual neighborhood. All of us come from different backgrounds, different cultures, different creeds, different lived experience, different desires, different hates, different passions, different fears. And we're all learning how to sit in it together, because the thing that has led to much of the devastation and the dehumanization that we're all witnessing is that this is what happens when we forget that we're in it together. And this is what happens when we let our discomfort dictate the way we engage with each other. See, if you don't know how to sit with the nuance of your reality, you'll never know how to sit with the nuance of mine. You have to sit in that chair before the therapy begins. That's why we started here. And I know you may have a lot of fears about sitting. Sitting may feel like giving up. Sitting may feel like tapping out. Sitting may feel like something weak people do. But your therapy cannot begin until you take a seat. Okay? Sitting may feel like a bunch of responsibility. Sitting may feel like a lot of authority that you're not ready to carry. But your reign will not begin until you are willing to sit in that chair. That's my invitation to all of you this weekend. If you're making a decision to join Bridge City today or any weekend this month, you're joining it to sit with us, to sit in it, to confront reality, to challenge our perspectives, to navigate together, to move together, to learn together from each other, from each other. Because that's what we're going to do. We're going to sit in it. And make sure you join us next weekend for part 2. Thank you all for being here today. Don't forget, we got coffee hours right after the session, and we're bringing up our outro team now with our head of community and our director of social arts. We're going to let them take it away.
All right, everyone. Happy Sunday. Today was a great session. Now, I want to say off the outset, I've been having some tech issues over the last hour, so if I randomly cut out, Jude's going to take us home. But Jude, today's conversation was so good. I believe in you.
It was an incredible conversation. I was so happy to see it, to have it.
You honestly,
see everybody here.
Oh, I know. Everyone's showing up. So thank you for joining us on our first session of August. Really excited about the series. You know, if headcanon explain that we have a narrative. It made us acknowledge what is the story we are telling ourselves. Sit in it is already shaping up to feel like it's giving us the tools to actually make those better stories, to actually examine those feelings that we've been using to write our narratives up until now. So if any part of today's conversation stuck with you, not only join us for the coffee hour immediately after this. I know this has been said, but please meet us there. But also keep this conversation going on the campus. Keep it going in the comments, in the lounge. It's really about personal growth and to having better
we got the
tools for our
coffee
stories.
hour right after this.
Yeah, no, most definitely.
Yeah, no, and we have the coffee hour right after this. It's going to be a blast. We started it last month, and it's popping, right? You guys gotta come onto campus and join us.
No, agreed on
for
that.
a fantastic face-to-face discussion.
And I will also say today's going to be kind of a packed day here at Bridge City, and I'm just totally taking us off notes. Yeah, at this point, we got it. So, after the coffee hour, we'll also be doing a stage host casting call. So if you're already a member and you've been interested in like, hey, I want to be on screen like Jude and Ashley, like Mark and Julian joining us this morning, like Bob coming in, then meet us there at 2 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So I realize times may be skewed here, but we'll be doing some just practice runs and giving the lay of the land for that. So if you're interested or just even want to kind of check it out, just to lurk in the back, love to have you there when we're doing that right immediately after the coffee hour is over. So going back to today's session, Jude, was there anything that you wanted to highlight? Like I'm always torn because I'm writing notes, but at the same time, I don't want to give up my good coffee hour content. I'm like, hey, let's get that conversation going.
Yeah, I know. It's a little bit of a dilemma there, right? But it really hit me when he talked about how the fear of sitting in it often, or like perfectionism, is that tendency of like fear and shame, right? That you're not being perfectionist because you want everything to be perfect. You're being a perfectionist because you don't want to be mocked or embarrassed for not doing everything perfectly. That really hit me, I think, because that's something I've gone through a lot myself. Yeah.
And I'm so sorry, Jude. I'm having a little bit of connection issues. I don't know if you guys can tell, but it's not great. So I'm gonna.
Could you hear any of that?
Shame. I heard shame, and trust me, I feel that. But I will.
Yeah, sang a whole song about it a few months back.
Like we wrote a song about it. So, thank you. Julian's bumping me up in the chat here. So I'm gonna try to power through with this and do that way we can go just right into that coffee hour because I know we might even be starting it a little bit earlier. But I am so sorry, guys. Thank you so much for bearing with me. Change internet providers, my word. So again, if you have light bulb moments, please join us in the coffee.
Oh yes, light bulb moments. Join us in the coffee hour. Look into potential watch parties in your area. I have completely lost myself in my notes. I'm not sure I did not have that pulled up properly, but I am going to say thank you again so much for being here. I'm trying to remember we had which clubs we've got again. So coming up this week, we've got movie night happening tonight. We've got this Tuesday. There's going to be songwriting sessions. So the movie night is always a fantastic time. Unfortunately, I won't be able to make this one tonight. I also have a spouse with a birthday this weekend, and so we're going to be celebrating that tonight. And then we've got this Tuesday will be songwriting sessions, which is my kind of baby, where we brainstorm and come up with songs that will often be featured on these Sunday sessions, which is always a lot of fun. And then on the second Tuesday of the month, we have our Giving Tuesday, which Zernia has up there. Thank you. And that's where we ask people to donate voluntarily. We don't do ties. We don't do membership fees. What we do is we ask once a month if you would be willing to, out of the goodness and warmth of your heart, to help us out with this work we're doing. Everything we do here is volunteer run. Durante was paying for a lot of this stuff up front until we got a little bit of donations, and we're able to cover expenses. But anything that you're able to do, whether you want to help out with volunteering, come to the casting call after Sunday session so you can do this job with me, and we can maybe have backups in case someone's internet drops. And then we've got the third Tuesday, I think, is when we're going to be doing the nuts and bolts deconstruction night. And then the fourth Tuesday, we usually do some kind of game night or something. Oh, we got you back.
Thank you so much, you guys. My apologies there. I was able to get some of it on my stream, but I know we talked about the movie night. Did we already do the shout outs for the Politics Club and the Deconstruction Club?
I was just about to get there. I was talking about the nuts and bolts for Deconstruction Club, and then you got the City Talk coming up. When is that?
Yes, that'll be August 13th. I'm so excited about this. This has actually been something I've been trying to get into the works for the last few months, and surprise guest, Fat City Talk. But we were going to be doing a presentation on media literacy, which at this point, I would have said a few months ago, man, it's so needed. Now I'm going to say this was needed last year. It's way overdue. So I'm so excited about that. Our first City Talk. And I know there's going to be some more that's going to kickstart a chain. So I'm really excited about that.
No, that is super awesome. And I almost forgot because I haven't put the event post for it yet. We have a call out for all creatives. We just had a poll to get availability. It looks like we have landed on August 10th. Which August 10th be off in this side of the world. Oh my gosh. And we want to get as many of the creative people in the room. Some of you may recognize the Bridge Builders theme song we had for last month's Headcanon theme, which was this fun superhero theme song. And so all of the art in that lyric video was all contributed by members of our art club. And the head of our art club, Crystal Lyatt, and there was so much interest and so much
really, there's so much excitement and energy around the Bridge Builders. I'm really excited to see that explode.
Yeah, so we're expanding that. We're making it a more long-term, ongoing project. And so August 10th, we are going to be having next Monday, we're going to be having a brainstorm session. So anybody creatives, we want writers to help us with world building, backstory, artists to help us with designs. And you don't have to only wear one hat. You can come on with all the hats. And then we're looking at music because this is going to be a musical, apparently.
Yeah, no, honestly, this sounds so exciting. And again, there's so many ways to get involved. Like, I got to imagine someone's like, hey, I don't really sing or dance or draw. Can I help? I feel like the answer's got to be yes.
Of course, there's always something. And again, like what I did, I ended up becoming director of social arts because I looked around. I was like, oh, what can I do? And I'm like, oh, hey, I could probably do this. And then you immediately DM'd me and said, okay, let's make this happen.
Exactly. Let's do that then. So if you guys, again, if you were thinking about joining Bridge City, really, August is such a great month to get on board. We have so many new things in the works and coming up. And not to mention whatever you're going to bring to the table, I'd love to see it. Remember, Bridge City is not a gatekeeping community. This is about creating a place where we can have soft, safe, secure connections. Because, of course, people matter. I'm going to be talking about that in the coffee hour. So meet us there.
We got one more big announcement to make. We've got the Bridge City Connect coming up this Thursday.
That is going to be.
We mentioned that in the intro. Durante brought it up as well. But we've definitely got that intro coming up, the Connect on Thursday. And then right after that, we're going to have our Bridge City Wave for anybody who doesn't mind being on camera for our Sunday sessions. We're just going to have everybody wave so everybody can see that we're a happy, healthy community. Are you frozen again, Ashley? I think she's frozen again. Okay. So I think that covers the announcements. Again, we got Mark coming in.
Mark, save me, please. Cover for me. You guys, I'm bouncing out of here. I'm going to go plug in an Ethernet cord right now so I can see you guys in the coffee hour. Mark, cover me. I'm out.
All right. I'm back here.
All right.
Where were we at?
I honestly, I pulled up the notes and realized that I don't know where in the notes I am. And so I'm completely going off the cuff right here.
Well, let's see. Let's just say, well, first of all, let's just make sure that people know that they're welcome to this conversation afterwards. Correct. Absolutely. So,
yeah.
And how is it that they get to the coffee hour?
The coffee hour will be hosted on campus. So, we've got a little QR code up in the corner there by your head there, Mark.
Yes, I see that.
Unless it's mirrored. I'm not sure if it's mirrored.
I don't know. My finger looks like it's pointing at the right place here. So
yeah, to me, it looks like it's on the other side of your head.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's where it looks like it's to me. I don't know. Maybe it's here for other viewers. But no, yes, definitely join us at coffee hour. Right after, we're going to be doing casting call if you want to get in on this manic fun at the beginning and the ends of the shows. And so that'll be absolutely a blast. I'm so stoked to see everybody there. I think we've covered all of the announcements. We got all the big button moments. But again, just to bring it all back around to our values, we are here to help people connect better, build better, and live better.
Yes.
And so I want to say thank you, everybody, for being here. We'll see you all at coffee hour. So keep rising and be the bridge.
Be the bridge. Thank you.
Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. We can make it over anything when we focus on our liberty. It doesn't matter where we used to be. We're waking up and now we're breaking free. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. We can make it over anything when we focus on our liberty. It doesn't matter where we used to be. We're waking up and now we're breaking free. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. We are rising into victory, celebrating our humanity. It doesn't matter where we used to be. We're waking up and now we're breaking free. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Hey, hey. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. Jalapeno habanero, hell yeah. waking up and now we're breaking free.